right, thank you, Field, and thank you, Lucretia. Where is Lucretia? I haven't seen her around here somewhere. And Roy, thank you for, y'all put your heart and soul into today. We really, really appreciate it. Field is right. He's really nailed it. I don't want to redo what he's already told you, but we are in a state of emergency, as Field has said. And one of the things we have to do is we have to unplug the voting system from the state of Georgia. That is, as Phil said, is unconstitutional. They've already kicked one system out. You can't verify your ballot. It's a QR-coded voting system. You don't know what's in the QR code. So that is the first and foremost problem. As Phil said, the voter rolls are being manipulated. Another problem, and they're not upholding the law. Thank you, Phil, for saying all. That's the whole summary of the bad news. A couple of things are about why do we need to unplug this system. We now know from court documents in Michigan that this system is programmed by Serbians overseas. It's not programmed by Americans. Now, there's nothing wrong with Serbians, but they shouldn't be programming our voting system. Americans should be programming our voting systems, and we should be using American companies. That's just common sense. These systems are set up to be remotely accessed, and we know that from court documents in Georgia and Michigan. Dominion remotely accessed this system in the 2021 U.S. Senate race, according to court documents, to fix problems remotely through a cell phone. And they've told us that they're not connected to the internet. Hogwash. Dr. Holloman, Phil mentioned, has said that this system cannot be retrofitted. It cannot be retrofitted for the appropriate security. It just has to go. So that is the bottom line. That's the bad news. But I don't want to leave you only on bad news. So we agreed that we'd give you the bad news first, and Phil's going to be the bad guy. I'm going to give you a little bit of the good news. So some of the good news is that there have been 4 new lawsuits filed in the last 8 days here in Georgia to try to address the problem of the voter roll manipulation. 2 of them are about that. Another one is about the encryption keys that Dominion left wide open in clear plain text in the database, so any programmer can come up and pick those keys up and then use transactions to attack us through and voting system transactions. So those systems, and then along with our lawsuit, we filed a new lawsuit that we are going to go after the Fulton County again. They said that they preserved the ballots, then they told me in an open records request that they don't have the ballots. So we did that press conference last week. So the good news is, though, the legislature has passed a few things that are going to help us. Tell me if you like these things. Number 1 is that they have banned all outdoor drop boxes for future elections. I thought y'all were going to like that. Number 2 is that they have banned all private money coming into the counties, so we don't have Zuckerbucks manipulating our election this time. That's a step in the right direction. Number 3, the 2024 election will be conducted on ballot security paper with visible watermarks. So no more ballot stuffing like we saw in the True the Vote. 2,000 mules and the True the Vote evidence. Thank you. And then another thing that they did was all of the results, all of the ballots that they collected prior to election day have to be tabulated by 8 o'clock on election night. We're not going to tabulate votes for 3 days and stick them in the results and change the election results. All right. So those are some of the improvements that the legislature made. The state election board has been fantastic as well. As y'all know, we now have 3 members who are rock solid election integrity advocates, Dr. Jan Johnson, Rick Jeffries, and this new stalwart named Janelle King, who's just been absolutely fabulous, and we love her to death. So because of that, we've got more new rules have come out, And more new rules are coming out at the September 20th meeting that Field is talking about. So we'd love you to come down, participate in that meeting. We're going to pass a lot more new rules to protect the 2024 election. So that's the good news. And before I give up the mic, I think I wanted to let you know, and before Sam comes in, he's going to close this out in a minute. I wanted to invite somebody who's been a real blessing to me to the stage for a minute. She might want to tell you a little bit more about the State Election Board, but she wants to tell you about how to safeguard your ballot. It's a very quick little thing, how to make sure you're making your vote count. This is just a little quick educational thing for coming up to tell you what you can do to ensure that no one takes your vote away from you in 2024. So that said, I'm going to turn it over to a very special person in my life. Her name is Favorito. So thank you, Tamara.
Thank you. He's special too. So, now you've heard the bad news from Field. You've heard some good news from Garland. I want to tell you what you can do to safeguard your ballot and make your vote count. So given the system that we have, the safest way for you to vote is by requesting an absentee ballot that you turn into the election office on election day or the day before. So as of now, starting August 19th, you can go online and either do an online ballot application request, or probably the safest thing to do is just go download the absentee ballot, fill it out, take a picture of it, email it to your county election office, and then soon after October 14th, you will receive your absentee ballot in the mail. Fill it out, but hang on to it until election day and take it into the election office. If you can't take it to the election office, if it's a long way or whatever, if you're a poll watcher or a poll worker on election day, you can turn it in either the Monday, the day before at the election office, or the Friday before. You can put it in a drop box at an early voting location. The reason to hang on to it for that long is because if they're developing algorithms based on who has voted early, yours will not be there. You will protect your voter file by applying for the application early, but they're not going to use the algorithm, use your ballot in the algorithm until you return the ballot. So return it late so they can't use it. What we're doing by doing that is there's two machines, as you know, there's two machines involved in the process. The ballot marking device, if you are voting in person, where you make your choices, prints the ballot, and then you go and stick it in the scanner for it to be counted. By using absentee ballot, you're taking the ballot marking device completely out of your process. We can't do anything about the scanner right now. That has to be used to count the ballot, but at least you're getting 50% of the problem out of the way. I have passed out flyers that explain the steps to requesting your absentee ballot. You can also go onto our website, voterga.org. Right on the home page, you'll see this graphic. Click on it, and it will take you to the flyer that explains all the steps for getting your absentee ballot. Okay, so now we have a little bit of a solution to the emergency that Field told us about. All right, and I think now I'll turn it over to Sam.
All right, thank you.